There was another trial that used Tarceva as the comparator, and that was to cabozantinib, which is known as Cometriq, and another oral therapy, and looked favorable for the other agent or the combination. But again, this was in an EGFR wild-type population previously treated. Lena, what did you think of that study, and is that going to go anywhere?
Well, I think there's some hints that it may come down to mutational status as well. Cabozantinib is a not very targeted drug, honestly. It targets many different things. It's really not specific in its mechanism of action. And we've seen activity before in unselected populations with non-small cell lung cancer, and we haven't really known what that activity is about. And I think what we're seeing here is the same thing, that there's improvement with cabozantinib because as a drug for unselected populations, it may perform better than erlotinib anyway. But again, I think the key is in the selection. We know that erlotinib performs very well for certain populations, and we did learn actually from this meeting and from other data that's been demonstrated outside of this meeting that cabozantinib can also work very well for selected populations, specifically for RET, potentially for ROS, potentially for MET altered patients, not necessarily by expression, but by amplification or splice site mutation or something else, which we're still learning. So I think the results really are more about when you get any kind of glimmer of hope from using these targeted therapies in an unselected population, it gives you an opportunity to figure out who is actually getting the benefit and identify those selected populations, who it should actually be used in. I don't believe that I would extrapolate from this trial that I would use cabozantinib either with erlotinib or without it in an unselected population.
Jean-Charles, what do you think?
Well, I think it's an interesting trial. You know, as Lena say, this is a drug that, like sunitinib, hits many things. And by the way, like sunitinib has many toxicities off target.
No, that's a big issue.
It's not, it's not a friendly drug. But it's a drug which might bring something to the table once the fine-tuning of the molecular subtypes where it is bringing something might be sorted out. Because here it was like kind of a wastebasket where there is some benefit, but where is it coming from? Apples, pears, and we need to sort that out because, this drug needs experienced people to handle it, especially in combination with erlotinib. There was some other toxicity. But it might bring something. Let's see.